Hi, my name is Dr. Bridget Bell. Welcome back to my channel. I am doing research for the September tax sale that's hosted by Fulton County, Georgia. And I came across a news article about a young couple who lives in Florida who spent $350,000 of their hard earned money to purchase a lot. LOT, a lot, meaning no house on it, meaning there's nothing built on it. So they purchased a vacant piece of land, and that land is actually landlocked. So stay tuned for a discussion about that situation and how you can avoid that yourself.
If you watch my previous videos, then you know how important it is to do your due diligence. I stress that with every video that I record about purchasing property at the tax sale. Well, this particular couple did not purchase at a tax sale, but they did not do their due diligence. So I'm going to start emphasizing how to do your own due diligence, regardless of how you buy your property, whether it's at a tax sale or it's through MLS, whether it's from the multiple listing service, it doesn't matter. You as the buyer are responsible for doing your own due diligence. So this particular article comes out of NBC6 in South Florida. A couple purchased a lot for $350,000, a lot that they plan to build on. So the lot by itself, and I'm just saying that because that's high for me. That's very expensive to me. But of course, it's in South Florida. The prices are a little different there than they are here in Georgia. There's an issue. The lot itself is landlocked. And what landlocked means is there is no way to get on the property without going through a neighbor's property. And it's up to the neighbor or neighbors if they want to grant you access through their property to get to yours. And a lot of properties that I see at the tax sale are landlocked. So if you look at my previous video where I discussed how to do the research for the tax sale in Fulton County as well as Clayton County, which are both in Georgia. Fulton County includes the city of Atlanta. If you've heard of Decatur, that's in DeKalb County. And I may do a video on that as well. But Fulton County, which includes Atlanta, Clayton County, which is on the south side, which includes the Atlanta Jackson Hartsfield International Airport, just to give you a reference point. So in previous videos, I showed how to look up the properties and actually see the property on the map through an aerial view to see if that property is on a public road or a public street or a public right-of-way. Because you don't want to assume that an owner or a neighbor is going to give you access to your property by driving through their property or using their private road. They don't have to. Now, I've seen some people sue, and it takes years for the courts to decide, and the courts will probably decide in your favor. There's no guarantee, but it will take years to get a decision that the neighbor has to grant you access. And who wants to take that chance? I would. I would not want to take that chance. So basically, the article states that the couple who actually owns a construction company purchased this land near where they already have property for $350,000, but the realtor nor the seller disclosed that there is no access to the property. So the new owners are suing, or the buyers are suing, because they feel like that's fraud because it wasn't mentioned to them. Now, the buyer did reach out to the city zoning department before they made the purchase, but they did not ask specifically if the property had public access to it. And so the zoning office is saying you did not ask. You submitted plans after the fact, after you purchased the property, to get approval to build on the land, and that's when we informed you that there is no public access to the land, but you did not raise that question before you purchase. So due diligence always falls back on the buyer. Don't believe everything you're told. You have to verify. And with these websites that the cities and counties provide, they usually give you access to their zoning maps. So you can see how a property is zoned. You can see how much was paid previously for the property going back several years. You can see the tax, who the current owner is, or they behind on taxes, and you can see a map of a property. So I'm going to pull up a property that is being auctioned in September in Fulton County, and I'll show you again how to do the research to see that that property is landlocked. If you want to read this article, I will leave the link to this article below this video. So here is the August, or I should say September, tax sale list for Fulton County. The property that is landlocked is McCullough Street Northwest. And I know this because I've gone through all the properties before this to see them on the map. Now, in a previous video, I showed how to find the tax sale list for Fulton and Clayton counties, as well as how to get to the tax assessor website to pull up these maps. So for this particular property, for McCullough, this is the red box that's outlined. So this is the property that's being auctioned. In order to get to this property, you'd have to go through one of the neighbor's properties. And again, there is no guarantee that a neighbor is going to give you authorization to go through their property to get to this property. If you notice, there's a house in front of the property that faces the public street. There's a house on either side of that house. So you will not be able to access that property legally or rightfully without getting permission from one of these neighbors. So here's another view of this property. If you notice to the right, there are other properties that are not included with this particular property. How do I know that? I can see the parcel ID, those white numbers on the map. So outside of that red box, there is no way to access that property from any direction. There is a street on the right or to the right of the property, but there is another property that's owned by someone else that's facing that public street. So this property is landlocked all the way around. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and found the information valuable. So please do me a favor, like this video. You can post a comment, post any questions that you have, share the video with others, and also subscribe to this channel. I will do my best to continue to bring content that I feel that's relevant, regardless of where you are in your real estate investing journey. So happy investing.